All right, welcome everyone to another session of the World of Horen adventure. Thanks for joining us again tonight. Before we jump into our adventure, quick reminder to go ahead and push the follow button or the subscribe buttons that you see on the screen. We like seeing that follower count. We're currently at about 400. Once we get to 500, the channel will do something special. Also, as a reminder, while you are watching our stream today, you will be earning coins. The dragons, I think we call them. Those dragons can be used to help the party members. Check out that little shop below the screen below us to see the options you have cashing in those dragons. It can help the party members in a dire situation. Other than that, check us out on our Twitter for more information about the things that we do and the games that we run. We are at Crituitous RP. And with that, let's jump into our adventure. So, very briefly, quick catch up. Our heroes are in the deep underground portion below Citadel Haganibuto, a large dwarven citadel that, as far as we know, has a lower half that was completely closed off. The lower half looking almost like a mirror of the upper. They have followed through some tunnels, discovered a lot of hunting parties and, the remains of hunting parties that had come in and fell foul of some of the creatures of the deep. They're here because they're hunting a hag. Specifically, this hag has used some form of magic to be able to put the High Lord of Haganibuto in a coma of sorts. In the travels, their friend Daffy has also fallen prey to this same sort of magic. So, last we left they were inside a small village, so a nest, as they call it, of were-raven individuals, a fairly good-natured group of people, and they had been helping this hag because the hag had been helping them. It was a very good symbiotic relationship between them, and our heroes just had a conversation with the hag, or rather, an apparition of the hag. Turns out she's doing some sort of thing to summon a sloth demon. So, with all of that having been said, very briefly, what are our heroes doing down at the bottom of this large cavern space, and with a huge whirlwind magically put in place in front of you to aid the were-ravens with their flying? What is the party doing?
I'll walk back from my sidebar with the hag, with my nose in between my fingers again.
I come back from the darkness where I had my short bow ready and my porcelain mask on. So, what? She was a ghost? She just disappeared?
No, she's not a ghost. She projected herself. We covered that, Obi. I can say that at least for now, the time being, we don't have any animosity between us. I'm sure that she's watching us, but for what it's worth, she does believe that our intent is honest, that we're trying to do damage control more so than stop her. Unfortunately, she and 7 other people.
Total coven of 7.
So her 6 other people.
Others.
All right. So her and 6 other sisters are summoning greater demons that are manifestations of sin.
And why would they be doing this?
For power. For control. I warned them that they're not going to be able to control greater demons, but they seem pretty... She seemed pretty insistent that they could. So I guess, I wasn't able to convince her to stop what she was doing, obviously.
Well, so those demons have been here before. That is why they closed off the lower area. So does it matter if there are more here?
Greater manifestations of sin? Is that historically accurate?
I mean, they closed this lower Haganabuto because there were terrible things down here. Does it matter if there are more terrible things if it resolves our problem?
This is a greater level of terrible things. But in either case, that's like neither here nor there. We know what we're doing, right?
I think that Cecil, would. I know that I took we were taking the armor off because we're whatever happened last game, but I already have it back on, so I casually, coolly take off my scarf and fold it, place it on the ground, and then place my blade, and I look at everyone, and I say, I look actually at Theo. Theo, I understand that I understand that you're trying to figure out what she's trying to do, trying to do the right thing.
Shh. Say no more. That's not how this is anymore. We're doing your way.
And I'm just gonna sit down, back to praying on my into my blade.
Kind of look around. Do I still have the mushroom blind sight going?
I think so. Yeah, just for a little bit longer.
Do I see any sensory orbs or anything?
No sensory orbs.
Well, that's good.
So you guys are quiet and you're fine by yourselves. Not long after you guys are there chatting, Gale, but younger Gale, will approach you. Of the young individuals, he's dressed in his own clothes now, quite relaxed looking. He's wearing a very thick looking fur coat that he looks really proud of as he's striding through. And for the hunters amongst you, you'd be able to tell that is owlbear fur that he is gladly wearing shoulders as he steps towards the little hovel, the little home that you set up in. He was like, so how'd it go? Did you kill the witch?
Fortunately, she is on just an apparition. We were not able to even touch her. I poked, and my finger went right through her image. So we are still unable to leverage any change as of yet. I think we need to get into this palace in order to press our case. Do you know a way in?
Yeah, I mean, I know of some tunnels that lead towards the old entrance. It's a bit of a long way to go around. When we closed off the place, we did a pretty good job, but those areas are pretty dangerous.
The areas that you would lead us to, or the areas that you closed off?
The areas that I would lead you through. Natural tunnels created afterwards, or creatures that have been brought in to defend the palace. I know that she has quite a collection of owlbears that watch over her tunnels, natural predators. So we try to stay clear of those. But do you guys know how to get maybe just through stone? We could just dig through. I mean, we can't dig through because it would take us weeks. But do you have any way of just going through the stone instead of around?
Yes, but A, it's difficult to control, and B, it makes a very loud noise.
Oh. Okay. So do you want to go now?
I mean, we could make a distraction elsewhere, and make the loud noise and go through the tunnel, or we could just go and say hi. We want to meet you and say hello again in person, because she does not know that we think she is a bad guy. But this is Cecil. You're the expert in these things.
Well, there are many different types of way you can go through this. I know that for some of my members of my family, they have different types of options. I know that my father would just barge through. So would Soma and Marcus. But there are the more calculating and cunning people, like the wizards in our family. They would probably go through the tunnels. Me personally, I kind of would rather just barge through, take out the owl bears, But that's not a very good idea. But it is the most fun, I would say, in terms of hunting.
Mr. Gale, could you correct me if I am wrong, but if I am understanding what you are saying, is that if we go to the tunnels, we will encounter owl bears. Is this correct?
Yes, we will encounter the defenses that are in place, which are nests of owlbears and who knows what manner of other creatures. Or if you had another way of getting through the ground, you could avoid all of those dangers, and we could get right there.
What about the wind turbine, the whirlwind?
It connects to the peak as you look out to the huge whirlwind that's in the center of this large cavern space. Its peak actually just touches what appears to be the very pinnacle of the large domed central point of the palace. If this silver palace is a mirror of the golden palace that the High Lord lives in, this would be the large dome that had the courtroom in it.
And they're very similarly constructed?
Yes. Except this one appears to be made out of silver as opposed to the golden one above.
So you may not know this, but when you were all taken inside the Golden Palace and had your little trial, and I was not there, I actually snuck up on the roof and saw the whole thing. So if it is the same layout, maybe we can sneak up on the roof and see the whole thing again?
Would the wind allow us to skirt beneath it? Or would it pick us up?
Very difficult, yeah.
Okay. It will be very difficult from the outside to get to that point specifically with the whirlwind the way that it is. I believe that is there for the exterior defenses.
And if we dispel it, they will know immediately that we are have malevolent intentions.
If we dispel it, like that would still be like we could make a break for it, but good. Dispelling it would be very difficult, and if we fail, then
you can fly away and leave us all to our ill-conceived fate.
I could do that.
You say that so readily.
There is no room for error. We're not going to fail. Whatever path we choose, it's going to lead to hurt. And I kind of look around and, just go like this. I don't say it just in case he's watching.
Well, I think there is just the one path. And our good friend Gale is here to tell us what that path is. And
yeah, are you ready to go now?
I am. How are you, my friends?
Suppose so.
Okay. All right. Follow me, please.
Gale, you are very good to bring us to your home. I do not wish to put your life at greater risk. Can you not just tell us the way?
I'll show you how to get there, and then when it gets to the territory, that's where my limit will be. I have my family to think about, so yeah, I'll take care of them. Not to shy away from danger, but I have responsibilities. Yes. Okay. So he then begins to guide you off towards the southern direction. It actually heads back the original way that you had come, but on the lowest point of this village. Down the tunnel, it begins to get tighter and tighter. It becomes quite a bit of a squeeze at one point. a lot of the rocks have slipped or corroded, and it looks like you're at a position where it might have previously been closed off by someone piling in rocks, but has been slightly opened up again. He just about manages to slip through it, and I think each of you should be lithe enough to be able to get through that kind of like tight gaps. You're not rotund, right? Nope.
Not me.
We're all medium
Alright.
creatures.
Roll, yeah.
Some of
Roll
us are more medium
fairly
than others.
slim. Yeah. No one's large. All right. So
Husky.
you get through the first little gap there and into a nest of tunnels that lead off in all sorts of different directions. You've got tunnels that mostly are about 5 foot diameter, circular pathways that lead off in front of you in 5 different directions. There's then one above and one below. He suggests you take one of the 5 in front, follow it as far as you can until they'll reach the same position, but they will all skirt past a large nest. I would suggest you sneak past the nest, otherwise you'd have a whole family of owlbears after you.
I like the third tunnel here. That one in the middle.
Could I get a read on Gale? Because I know that we found him naked and chained above a hot pool of lava, but we didn't see the hag around. So we're not, there's no evidence that dictates that he's not working for her. So I given that he gave us a bum steer before, is he telling the truth now with this?
Roll an insight check.
And it's a 17.
Okay. He's hiding something. You don't know what it is, but he's hiding something from you.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can sort of sidle up next to Cecil and whisper to the point where Gale can't hear. He's up to something.
I'm going to whisper back. Does that mean I get to punch him like I originally said I was?
Is that how... yeah. Interrogation begin.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait, what?
You need to interrogate him.
Oh,
if he's
so the
lying.
moment he says that, I'm going to go up to Gale, and I'm just going to just grab him. And
Roll
pick
an
him up.
athletics check.
Get my character sheet out. Alright, first roll of the day for me. 15.
Okay. You grab a tight hold onto him. He starts freaking out because this is a surprise. What are you doing? What's going on? Why are you? And then he's going to start to shrink, just ever so slowly, just getting smaller and smaller until he's just a tiny little raven, and he dodges out of your hands.
Is there a way that with the since he's shrinking and his clothes stay, right? He's wearing that big
Clothes
fur
remain.
thing. Can I grab the clothes and wrap him around it? Because since he's wearing the fur, it's really big. It's like a fur jacket, right?
Yeah, it is a big fur jacket. Yeah, okay. I'll give you another opportunity with an athletics check to see if you can grapple him as he tries to get away.
14.
Well, it beats his 13, so you do. You wrap him up in that big fur coat that's being left behind. It's just flapping about furiously as he's trying to escape from the inside of the bag. You hear the loud...
Cecil, what are you doing? This is our guide, our friend.
Apparently he's hiding something. And Theo told me that we need to do a little interrogation.
Was that
Well,
so?
I'm just like this. Like... So I'm just gonna hold it and just put it near Theo.
Oh, you won't? Okay, all right. I am not an inquisitor, but I will do my best.
I'm gonna give her like this is you're
This
the one
was
that
your
gave the
idea.
call. Yeah, you gave the call. You know.
Well,
I
I was okay. All right. Gail, listen to me, and I'll try to put my hands on the other side of the bag. Gail, calm down, please. Hold on, and see if you can just get him to stop flailing about.
Roll a persuasion check.
18.
Okay.
Hey.
He calms down, stops flapping. He's going to stay in this form for a little while.
Okay.
Gonna stay in the bag for a little while.
All right, Gail. That happened because we knew that you weren't being honest with us. Do you understand me?
What?
Now, are you leading us into danger? Do you want to lead us into danger? Is that... Well, okay. Well, let's help each other here. If we let you out of the bag, will you shift back and talk to us?
Hearing the plan unfolding, I would like to take a defensive position. So there's the 5 tunnels, and then the way we came from. I would like to be where we came from, so that he can't suddenly escape. And I'll have one of my swords drawn.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna whisper to Gale. Now, Gale, buddy. You know, if you try and fly away, me and Pelir, we're going to strike at you. So don't strike. Please don't fly away. I wanna intimidate him.
Okay, roll an intimidation check.
Can I get advantage because Pelir actually is there with the to help out?
If he could see Pelir, it would make a difference, but he can't.
Alright, that's fine.
You've got him inside the cloak.
23.
All right. No flapping left, but the bit of the cloak that you can see he's tucked underneath begins to just vibrate ever so slightly.
Alright, I'm going to place the coat on the floor and open it up.
All right. He'll shift back, but he'll shift into his hybrid form. So he's still half raven, half man. You see his skin is still quite dark. Claws are elongated, and he has feathers that drop down at the points, the joints, the shoulder, the elbow, and other joints. I'm sorry.
Shh. And press my finger to his lips. And then I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So I don't think this would turn out to be like magic.
I am specifically doing this to make sure that we are not being watched.
Okay, you're not being watched. You can feel confident about that. The only magic you sense is that which you, as a party, bring with you.
Okay, I'm gonna still keep that up regardless, just to make sure. I'm like, okay, all right, it's safe. It's safe to talk. We're not being watched.
Okay. I have a confession, I guess. I recently hunted and killed a creature for this cloak, but I got all of the owlbears very angry, and they might be a little bit meaner now. I took one of their young.
That is much better than an older one. It would be much more dangerous with an older one. The younger one makes much more sense.
Yeah. It made the nice fur.
Oh, much softer, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kill the things that were haunting us so much.
The Zag is your enemy, no?
Yeah, I mean, she was experimenting on me.
And you wish for us to put an end to her, yes?
Well, yeah.
Is this path that you had set us on, is this the most safe path for us to accomplish this goal that is mutually beneficial to both of us?
Oh yes, of course. I wasn't trying to trick you about the hag or the witch or anything like that. It's just the owlbears might be a bit more difficult to deal with than I was letting on.
How high is the ceiling where we're going?
It's about 20 foot high.
Can an owlbear jump that high?
These owlbears can fly.
What?
Oh,
Well, yeah. Otherwise,
well, it's in the
we
name.
wouldn't
They're
be
owls.
afraid of them. We would just go up to our nests and hide. But no, these owlbears have wings.
Well, screw this, and just does a 180, starts walking in the opposite direction.
I'm just gonna
Sit
grab. I'm gonna grab her
Flying
by the armor.
owlbears.
How difficult can it be? Gale took care of one.
The child.
Are your owlbears not usually winged?
No.
Oh, well, I'd love to go where you're from.
That could potentially be arranged, I suppose.
All right. Well, tell us of your hunting excursion to this owlbear smorgasbord.
So what I've learned is they're not always. They prefer to be on the ground. You see, and being as big as they are in the way their heads are, if you stay quiet and above them, it's actually a very big blind spot. Attack them from above, and they don't notice you're coming. But once they are aware of you, and they start spreading their big wings and flying, then you have a problem. So I managed to jump one of them very quickly and quietly.
How far is it from the... So all 5 lead into one big chamber, yes?
Lots of different tunnels that lead in and double move different ways, but eventually will jump back to the same one tunnel.
So theoretically, we could go down one tunnel, make a lot of noise, run away, and come down another tunnel as they are chasing us down the first tunnel, for example. Is this theoretically possible?
Theoretically, yes.
Are you making fun of the way I talk?
No. Sorry, I didn't mean
How
to.
many
It is a very strong accent. It can influence others.
How many shrooms do we have left? The ones that cause psychedelic power, like stuff.
I think that was it.
That was the only one. Damn, we could have like used it as bait. Maybe they could have eaten it.
I needed to use it in order to meet with the witch lady. So, didn't have time to distill it.
No, probably no.
Yep, I've just got I got one of each. I have 3 total different things.
And Gail, are these owlbears typically in the tunnels themselves, or are they in the end cavern where all the tunnels meet?
Their nest, they sleep at the end cavern, but they can sometimes be found, like, I don't want to say patrolling because they're stupid beasts, but walking the tunnels.
Just so you fellas know, there's no chance. There's a snowball's chance in the hells of me being quiet with my shiny boots and my heavy armor. Just saying. Just gonna toss that out there.
I'm all for killing.
Pellier has a chance, but you and Cecil with all your metal bits. Yeah, that was very clear.
I've seen in like children's stories from time to time where a clever person will come out with sausages and lures the guard beasts away, and this is a common thing in the legends. Perhaps this is something we can employ.
Can't we just kill them at this point?
Do you want more cloaks, Gale, for your people? bigger ones.
Yeah.
No, there you go.
Look, either we kill a nest, or figure out how to use that tornado to get there.
Well,
That's the only. That seems to be the only option, in my opinion. Those two options.
I can try with all your jangly bits, Theo and Cecil. I can try to wrap them and maybe try to make you a little quieter, and then if we can sneak by, great. And then if not, Pele and I can run, and you two can fight to the death, or we can all fight together. You know, options on the table.
My hero.
Well, we don't have to lure them all the way. If these tunnels are close quarters, perhaps we can create like a choking point for these animals. And they are, like Gail says, they are stupid beasts. So they are unlikely to adapt to our stratagem.
All we'd really need to do in order to execute that is to know the terrain a little bit better than we do now, right?
Well, we could find the choke point, and then I could go forward and shoot someone and yell, and then run back. I think I am the best equipped for that. And then we get back, and then you can kill them.
Okay, so how do we find the choke point?
We walk until we find one.
Together? Just walking?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Well, Obsidian would be out the front. He's more suited to being
I like that.
stealthy.
I like that idea, yes.
Unless Obsidian, you would prefer that I go. I don't wish to push you in danger.
I am happy. I just think if we go together to find the choke point, because then if before the choke point we run into the owlbears, we're all together. But I can go ahead. That is fine. If I do not come back in 5 minutes.
That is far too far ahead.
Okay.
Just stay about 30 to 60 feet ahead of us.
So the group going to stealth down the tunnel then?
Yeah, but I'll be 80 feet ahead.
All right. So...
Because that's a movement and a bonus for me and still have an action. So.
All right. So, stealth checks from everyone.
If I do wrap them up, can our clankier members get advantage on this if I'm trying to help them be quiet?
Okay, so no, but the group it's a group stealth check. It's not individual stealth checks. Hopefully that helps.
I got a sweet 7.
I got a 12.
I got a 27.
I'm going to guidance myself.
I'm the noisy one.
You people are also loud.
14. Wait. No, it's at disadvantage. So 6.
Okay.
Ambiance.
All right.
This is exactly what I wanted.
That's a bit loud. All right. So, as you guys make your way down the tunnel with Obi leading the way, Obi, you're very stealthy. Barely anyone can see you. Barely anyone knows what's going on.
Sure.
What's your passive perception, Obi?
16, if I remember right.
Okay.
16.
All right. You can clearly hear all three of them behind you.
Just
clinking away, making a lot of noise. Unfortunately, the sound travels and echoes through the corridor in front of you.
But of course.
Yep. And it'll draw the attention of the other creatures. Once you get close enough to that choke point, where you are 80 feet ahead of the party, I'm going to have to expand my map here just for a second. You're going to draw quite the attention.
Now, do they notice me? Because they hear a whole group way far back. Are they expecting a black shadow of the night to spring up and shoot them?
Do you have anything to hide behind in this tunnel? There's little outcroppings of rock, but while you're moving, you don't really have anything to be behind.
I'm wearing dark clothes in a dark tunnel. That's about all I got.
Fair enough. All right, I'm going to move you over to the map.
I have my natural coloration. except that it's mostly wrapped up right now in my silent dark stocking gear. So
I want that on. Here we go. So, Obi is up front. Everyone else is behind, quite a ways. When you see this cavern space open up as the tunnels all meet at this juncture, ahead of you there is a small pool of water with some steps down. There is a walled compound around, clump of rock that's around it, almost like someone had built a well in front of you, and there are owlbears nesting. There are 4 of them right there in front of you. They hear some noise down the tunnel. They're coming this way. We're going to roll for initiative.
are there torches here giving light, or is it dark?
This tunnel has been lit artificially using magical sconces. So it is dim light within here. Okay. That didn't loop, did it? I put ambient music on and I didn't even press the loop button. Right, I'm going to change it anyways. Something more appropriate. Here we go. So, initiative from these creatures.
Of course.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it looks like we've got everyone in the group. Obi, you get to go first. You can see these winged owlbears are attracted to the tunnel you're in. You are very stealthy. You'd probably be able to get out of the tunnel with enough space to avoid detection. But what do you do?
I would like to move over here and lay flat against the base, I guess.
Okay.
And then, why not? I'm just gonna stand up and shoot the one closest to me with my short bow.
Okay.
That's 14 to hit.
The 14 will hit. The arrow will embed itself into the side of this owlbear. It'll screech out loud. You did have advantage on the attack because you were hidden, so you do get to add the sneak attack.
Was he surprised by me?
No.
Okay. So great. That is 19 points of damage, and then I will yell some. I'll just cat yell like I don't know. I'm gonna finish my movement to go back 10 feet, and then bonus action to get another 40 feet back, and just say, "Okay, we found them. This is the choke point now. This is the choke point now." Run,
Drawing the
scary.
attention of these owlbears, specifically down the tunnel, the first one that's right there is going to spread out its huge wings, leap up into the air, and dive straight towards you. And it has the 50 foot of movement to get right up to you. So, as the owlbear comes in, it is going to try to claw at you with one of its meaty claws. But that's a natural 1 to hit, so I think that's going to miss you. As it misses, it's still going to come down with a big with a beak attack. That is also a natural 1.
Nice.
What is happening to me today? Alright, so that was its movement. Its companions, however, will come in behind, flying in. It is a tight space. They're not going to be able to squeeze very easily, but they are trying to do so. But they will also, those that couldn't move through, dodge from any incoming attacks. Pellier, what do you do?
The spot where Obsidian is, I see there's a spot next to him. Is it wide enough for 3 people, or is it only wide enough for 2 people?
It's wide enough for 2 people, but you guys can step into each other's space. You just end your turn in that person's space. So a third person could come up and act in those 2 spaces, but they just can't end their turn right there.
Okay, so I am going to be diving in and out of Obsidian's spot here.
Okay.
But on my turn, with my action, I will cast Mirror Image. And there are now suddenly 4 Pelliers in close proximity to each other. And with my bonus action, I will start seductively, if I may say so, doing my blade dance and enchanting the beasts that are nearby.
Okay.
And then end my turn there.
Right. Theodora.
I will step to the side right here and cast Shatter in a level 3 spell slot.
Positioned, I'm assuming, in a place to get all 4 owlbears and not Obi.
That would be a very good assumption.
Okay.
Gracias.
Right. These owlbears have to make con saves. Okay, so the DC is what, 15?
Mhm.
Okay, so it looks like I have 2 of them that managed to succeed. The rest failed. So 29 points of damage, and then half of that as 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ouch.
And then I will sit back in line.
Okay, come on. Taking its time. There we go. Alright, so with 14. Now, Shatter is one of those that makes... No, it doesn't make a very loud noise. Okay, then you step back, you say?
Yeah.
Or you entered... Okay. Okay. Cecil, you're the hunter, but you're in the
All
back
right.
of the pack.
So
What do you do?
I'm going to casually stroll as I'm strolling, stretching. I'm going to pat Theo on the back, saying, "Excellent job." I'm gonna swing by the Pellier and go, not look at him and go, and then I'm gonna go up to Obi, and I'm gonna see that he led 4 of them, and I'm just gonna be like, "Good job, buddy," and I'm going to strike 2 times on the one in front of me. My long sword, 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
And
7 points of slashing there. It's
25
heavily
to
wounded, but not dead. Okay. With this second strike, you will fell this great beast. It'll fall in a clump on the floor.
hit. Twirl my blade as the blood comes out. While I do that, the wind blows my scarf, and I end my turn.
Okay. Obi.
I will hold my action and take my attack action when someone steps up to melee with me and Cecil.
Okay. The owlbears, seeing the situation and that they are extremely stupid creatures, they are going to continue to, or at least these versions are. I don't know if owlbears are, yeah, they got a 3, they're fairly unintelligent. So we have one that will run right up to Obi and Cecil. So Obi, go ahead and make your ready to attack.
I'll attack him with my short sword. 16 to hit.
That will hit.
Yep. And then, so that is 9 slashing, and then 8 sneak attack because he's engaged with party
An
member.
ally. Yep.
And then I said I was going to hold my attack action. Does that allow me to follow up with my martial art hit?
No.
All right, well, I'm done then.
When
That's
you
good.
ready an attack, you ready a single attack.
All right.
You can't ready an attack.
I thought that was the case, but I thought I'd slip it by you if I could.
Good try. All right. So we have, since you felled its companion, all of this creature's attention is going to be on you, Cecil. So a quick claw attack to the face
Got it.
with a 20 to hit
That hits.
for 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Followed by a beak attack, which is a 15 to hit.
Misses.
All right. So the beak just bounces off of your shield. It's going to stay where it is. Its companion is going to do or attempt a similar sort of thing as others and climb forwards. It's going to be able to claw attack once, but then it won't be able to reach for anything else. So claw attack on Obi. That's a 10. That's going to miss. It then has to step back. So either of you can use your reactions if you wish.
I will use my
Hell
reaction.
yeah.
Okay. No, you've already used your reaction, Obi, to do your
Oh,
ready
that's
action.
right. It sucks. That's right.
17 to
Yep.
hit.
17 will hit for 12 points of damage. Alright, and the last owlbear is going to crowd in. Pelia, what are you going to do?
All right, I will pretend to step up, but in order to not confuse the tokens, I will not do so. I will cast Shadow Blade, and a big shadowy appendage extends from my hand and my arm, made even darker by the dimly lit caverns. And then I will strike out at the one right in front. Because it is dimly lit, I will have advantage.
Yep.
And because I am very accurate as an elf, I have used my elven accuracy and strike with a 25.
Okay. Stepping up, you will hit.
This is 10 psychic damage.
Hurts, but it doesn't quite finish off the owlbear.
That is suboptimal. I will take a step back, and then I will say to, Obsidian, get behind me, and I will end my turn.
Okay, you step back out of its range. It's going to claw attack at you. Go ahead and roll the d20 for the mirror image.
That is a 4.
So that's hitting you.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
not my mirrors.
Yeah, not your mirrors. That's 10, so that's going to miss.
This is true.
Okay. Anything else from you, Pillar?
That is it.
Right. Theo.
Sticker flame.
On which one?
The one in front.
Okay. It manages to avoid your sacred flame.
Cool, cool. All right, I'll just stay here.
Okay. Cecil.
I'm gonna strike my longsword with a 10 to hit.
The 10 will fail.
Got it. I'm gonna try again. Say 9. Damn it. And I will end my turn there.
Back up to Obi.
I
Cecil
will.
just failed twice. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the exact opposite. I will attack again with my short sword. 19 to hit,
That will strike.
and then plus so 6 damage.
You'll cleave into the neck of this owlbear, cutting it very deeply as blood splatters on the wall next to you. That is another felled owlbear.
And as I hit it and the sword wedges in there, I'm going to swing forward to kick the other one in front using martial art as part of my action for an unarmed strike.
Okay.
23 to hit.
23 will hit.
For bludgeoning. And then I am going to disengage as a bonus action and finish my movement to get behind Pelir as he requested.
Did you not use your bonus action to do the martial arts unarmed strike?
You're so right. I take the attack as I run away.
Right,
Sorry,
so
I keep forgetting the martial art includes the bonus action.
This will claw at you with a 16 to hit you as you run away. Misses. Okay. And you run up behind Pelir. Okay. The owlbear will take that spatial opportunity and actually squeeze in to right here. So it's up against Pelir and up, kind of pushing Cecil up against the wall. It's going to claw and beak, just as before. 26 to hit with the claw attack on Cecil. I believe that's going to hit Cecil.
Yep.
For 19 points of slashing damage, followed by a attempt to bite at your scarfed neck. You are wearing a scarf, right?
Yes, I am.
Alright, with a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, that's going to deal 9 points of piercing damage, and it's going to take the scarf with it as it bites your neck.
No, you suck.
Oh, he is dead.
That's
Cecil's gonna
mine.
kill him so bad.
Okay, the next one will squeeze up next to it. It can now reach Cecil, so it's going to do so with 2 attacks as before. First of all, a claw reaching past its companion to try and crush you down to the ground. That's a 25 to hit you, Cecil.
I am knocked out.
Okay. As it sees you drop to the floor, it's going to do like its companion did and bite to the neck at advantage because you're on the floor.
Nice.
That's a 22. That'll hit. That counts as a crit because you're unconscious. That is 2 failed death saves.
Got it.
We go to Pelir. Pelir, Cecil's down. What are you going to do?
Well, this got real quick. All right, so there's one right in front of me, right?
Right in front of you. Right there.
All right, I will flourish my shadowy blade, and as I do so, green flames crawl up and down, and causes a very wonderful scene of cinematic proportions. And I will attack again this fellow.
Okay.
If roll 20 will participate. There we go. That is
A 24 to hit.
24 to hit.
Which will hit as you impale this creature with the Shadow Blade. The blade goes in to deal the 10 points of psychic damage against it. It screeches in pain, causing it to drop the scarf onto Cecil's body, and it takes the 5. Yep, because you're high enough level, and then 5 also jumps. Does it not?
2d8 jumps.
2d8 jumps
to the other fellow, and that is 11 extra green flame damage to the owlbear behind.
All right. The fire jumps from one to the other, causing the flesh to singe and burn away. Anything else, Pelir?
I do not believe I have anything else. No.
Okay. Theo.
How about a little bit of health, Cecil? You want some healing?
I'm unconscious.
He's dead. He can't reply.
He's not
I'm
dead.
unconscious.
Oh. He's only mostly dead. Mostly dead. It's partly alive.
So you will get back 7 points.
Thank you.
Hey, your scarf is back around. Well, it's kind of draped over your shoulders right now.
Now, what I'm going to try to do is get into Cecil's square and actually shove him back.
Okay. Is Cecil going to resist the shove
From prone?
from prone?
No.
Okay. So Cecil gets pushed 5 feet back.
And I believe that is my action.
It is to try and shove someone.
All right, that's it then. Here I am.
Okay, Cecil. You've got 7 hit points. You're awake. You can stand up from prone. What are you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna, go like, jump up, put my scarf around my neck, and I'm just gonna swing at the one right here, the one that freaking decided to take my father's scarf. For a 22 to hit.
That will hit, and I believe the 12 points of damage is enough to fell
Hell yeah.
yet another one. This one stole your scarf. How do you kill it?
I'm slicing its beak off. Just gonna slice it off. Just put it and wear it. Imagine.
Put it around a necklace or something. Okay.
Nah.
Alright, so the beak hits the ground. Blood sprays all over Theo's feet.
So the beak hits the ground, and then as I walk forward, should I walk forward?
No.
I'm gonna attack though. I'm gonna walk forward and just smash his beak with my foot, and then just stay here, stay behind Theo.
Okay, you're staying behind Theo. Okay.
Yep.
Obi.
So I'm doing the sweet, pillars in front of me, and I do that cool, 2-step against the wall to get around him and come down with a sword cut on the guy in front. For 26 to hit.
That's a solid strike there.
So that's
15 points of damage.
15 points of damage, and then I'll follow up with Flurry of Blows. So 2 unarmed strikes. 10. And 21.
21 will hit for another 8 points of bludgeoning damage there.
And then I am done right there.
Okay. Staying where you are, the owlbear in front of you has no real reason to go after. Well, its focus is going to be on Obi right now as he just hurt it. So defensively, striking at Obi. That's a 13 to hit.
Misses.
Followed by a 10. This thing's
Also
disoriented. It's weak. There's a huge pile of owlbear corpses right in front of it. It's struggling. Pele, what are you gonna do?
I will be impressed by Obsidian's acrobatic feat of crawling up on the wall. So I will seek to mimic it and do the same. And lunge forward with my shadowy blade, which again is covered in green flames. And we'll wait for roll 20 to catch up with all the things I have just said. Boop. It's a 23 to hit.
23 is going to hit.
For 11 psychic and 8 fire damage.
Okay. With that strike, you will burn this creature quite heavily, and that will kill it. How does it die?
Well, as my momentum carries me forward, and I shove my shadowy blade, and fire covers it, and I roll forward, and I tumble, and I blow out the blade.
With a flaming carcass still behind you, you're looking forward in the action shot moment as the blade goes out. All right. Whew. So, no more owlbears, at least for the immediate vicinity. This nest in front of you has been quelled. What are you going to do?
Cecil, you all right?
I'm fine. I'm just dusting off because I was on the floor. They weren't that hard. I'm just gonna walk away.
Disregarding the huge open wounds on your body.
Hell yeah, I'm fine. I'm just bleeding out.
Perhaps we should see to those wounds before we proceed.
I'm going to lay some hands on me.
How is everyone else feeling?
I am very well. Thank you for asking.
It was very brave of you to jump in front of Cecil like that.
Yeah, oh, that's right. My bad. I was going to thank you. I forgot. Thank you, Dr. Theo.
You're welcome.
I am okay, but I think any matter of stealth is not going to work. It is, as Theodora, the doctor, so correctly said, you are all so loud, just so loud.
Perhaps we can skin these owlbears, and we can drapes in their furs and pretend, and we go arr. That way, if there are other owlbears, they will not attack us on sight.
We could walk away a little bit from the group. I'm just like, I am done with these guys and their ideas.
You have a pool of water there that you could clean the hides in, and they're large, so they'd fit over your bodies easily.
We could take a short rest while we do this.
I mean, that is not... if you wish to do so, okay, I think Gale would like it. Gale can come have it, but I do not think we have time. That would take, like, to properly skin a large creature would take so many hours, just so much time.
Okay, these are airborne creatures. They fly. I presume they are very light. Can I try picking up one of these owlbears?
You can try. Roll an athletics check.
That is 24.
Okay. With that natural 20 on the athletics check. All right. So it's not easy. This thing is heavy, but you do manage to just about pick it up. As you do lift it up, you see its wings kind of drape down to the side. These are huge, muscular wings. This thing is a beast of a creature. You can't pick it up for any extended length period, let alone move with it in your hands. No, it's not going to work.
You might, maybe. No, this is not going to work.
Really?
Okay. So, Theo goes exploring, and yes, accurately finds a small storage compartment next to a large garden of crystals. Moving around, this whole place seems like it's been set up specifically to hold and specifically for the nest of owlbears here, with the permanent flame sconces, with the storage boxes here. You can see that these barrels are each filled with seed. You crack them open and you can see just lots of grain and oats just within each of these barrels, probably used to feed the owlbears here. But the garden of crystals is just a beautiful sight. Almost takes away from the fact that you've just seen Cecil's neck get bitten through, as each of these crystals is giving off a slightly different hue to themselves.
I'll approach the crystals. I'm sensing. You don't have to tell me whether or not I'm right, but I'm personally sensing that these have some magical influence about them if they're differently colored.
Yes, indeed. What do you do?
I will. Let's see. Green is usually a pretty safe color. Let's go touch the green one.
Okay. Touching it, nothing seems to happen to you. Everything seems fine and safe. But as you do, you hear a slight, almost like when you let go of it, a slight resonation from the crystal as it gives off a slight tone, a little soft hum.
Okay. Let's go over to the red one. Does that one do the exact same thing?
It does, but a different note. A slightly lower, more earthier tone just below the green one.
Seeing that example, I'm going to go touch a blue one.
The blue one's a very high note, quite high-pitched, almost painful to listen to, but it's fine.
And are these audible to everyone?
audible to everyone. Very slight, very quiet, located specifically to... It's effectively like the sound of a tuning fork. The tuning fork isn't very loud to someone across the room, but someone right next to it can really hear it. It's the same sort of principle here, that as you touch, the very act of just touching them causes a little bit of motion in them that creates this tone. These musical, beautifully lit up stones.
Daffy would like these.
They're only here as if they're being farmed, right?
Correct. Just like the other instance where you saw the garden of mushrooms, it looks like someone is cultivating these and farming them. They're growing out in little clusters, but they are grouped in clean clusters, so they must be farmed.
I'm going to see if I can get a chunk of one of each. That's a nice length that I can hold in a single hand.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm doing the same, but just to wrap up in clothes and berries so they don't make noise, but so I've got a nice sized one of each.
Okay. Yep.
I'm going to look over at Obi copying like absolutely everything I do.
Obi isn't even looking at you.
Right. But everything seems calm and quiet in here. It seems like a nice place if you needed to take a bit of a rest, but from that position, specifically where Cecil currently stands, he looks out towards the northwestern direction. There are two torch sconces that appear to be either side an archway. Unlike most of the cavern space here that is just naturally formed rock, that archway does appear to be constructed stone blocks piled into a tall arch. It's about 7 foot tall, maybe 6 foot wide archway.
Having gathered my rocks, I'm actually going to go check out the well. See if there's... I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just going to look closely, see if there seems to be anything.
It looks like it's clean water, but there's nothing in it.
Okay. Well,
if you want to take a bath or if you want to have a drink, you're welcome to give it a try. It is specifically clean water. It's not naturally forming. There's no stalactites above, so it's not like it's pooling water that's stagnant. It is natural, magically formed in this position.
and was it
As
this...
you guys see this, yeah,
Sorry,
it's
go ahead.
that position. You see this large archway in front of you. It's shadow from beyond, or as best as you can see, there is nothing but shadow out there. But encroaching upon it very closely, you guys can hear footsteps leading your way. Just a slight pitter-patter of footsteps headed towards you, down from that archway.
I'm going to take up a position on the wall so that when it comes through, I can attack whatever comes through.
Okay.
Is this a physical
Yes.
obstruction?
Physical rock. Yep.
I would like to hide behind it.
Okay. It's about 5-6 foot tall, so yeah, you can hide behind it. All right. Obi, as you do so, as you hide in place for something to come through. You're waiting a moment. The footsteps seem hurried. They don't seem alone. And then next thing you know, a creature, young female, comes rushing out. Go ahead and strike.
Well, and when I say hold my action, can I take a moment to see what it is before I kill it? Because the idea is they step past me and then I get it.
Yeah. Yes. It's taking forever for that token to drop into place, but yes, you see a young woman rush out in front of you. She looks dressed in rags, barely enough cloth to just cover her modesty, as a second female comes rushing out as well, screaming for help.
I will. So only the second one is screaming?
Both of them are. as they're rushing through.
What are the chances I can tackle both of them and be like, shh, and like cover their mouths a little bit?
Roll an athletics check.
Wouldn't that be a little more like acrobatic-y?
How? Describe
can.
to me how it's acrobatic.
I do a flip as I jump at them.
You like
3.
Okay. They're not expecting you. They don't know who the cat is. So as they run out, you run up towards them. These girls twist very quickly and very dexterously and grab you and throw you
Ooh.
over the other side. As they then back up. Who are you? Get back, monster.
Considering I'm wearing all black and have a scary porcelain mask, yeah, that's about right.
Can I divine sense? Let's see.
Yes, you can.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. There's nothing that I'm supposed to be waiting for. I was waiting for a roll for some reason. I'm not. I'd like to just point out that paladins of the world, this is what divine sense is for. When you see someone come into the room and you want to check them, you can't check a creature that's behind total cover or inside a crypt or anything like that. And this works perfectly. These two young ladies are actually fiends.
I'm gonna just. Oh wait, hold on. Fuck it, Cecil doesn't give a shit. I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna slice this one.
Are you gonna say anything, or just in dead silence, just gonna run over and get them?
I'm gonna run over and get him, and
and we're gonna roll for initiative straight away. They're already in a defensive kind of manner because they just got attacked by this assassin in a porcelain mask, and then this tall white guy comes and attacks them with a sword.
Beautiful white guy.
Beautiful is subjective.
Depending on your preferences.
I have a charisma of 5.
Okay. Looks like we've got all of you in there. Yes, we do. All right. So, Pele actually acts just that little bit quicker than anyone else. You can see Cecil striding towards these young ladies. You can see him pulling out a blade. It's been, I'd say, a couple minutes. So, which of your things are still running?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. All right. So you can see Cecil striding forward. He's clearly on the attack. What do you do?
I am confused. So as I'll step out, because I will have heard frightened children running out of this doorway, and I'll see Cecil being aggressive. I'll say, Cecil, what is it? Is there children?
Oh, am I supposed to speak back?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
okay,
communicate.
okay.
There's no.
So as I strive
He's gonna
to
wait
no
till
real
his turn.
limit.
I thought I was waiting for my turn. I was about to say. I'm going to look back at Pelir and they were what? They're fiend, right?
The fiends, yes.
Fiend.
Specifically,
They're
you get to
fiends.
know the type. You just don't get to know any sort of identity basis. These are succubi.
Okay. I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna look back and just say, "Succubi," and then continue my stride.
All right. I will then move to engage. I will move up to be beside Cecil. And again, I will, with bonus action, cast my Shadowy Blade. And then with my action, I will cast the Green Flame Blade. So at once, shadows and fire erupt from my hand. And I will strike out with the blade.
There we go.
That is a critical hit. 27.
Nice.
Yes.
How much damage is that?
So it's 18 damage, 18 psychic damage for the primary target, and 5 fire damage. I don't know if I presume that would be reduced.
They are resistant to the fire damage, so yes. So 18 points of psychic damage to that one, and the one next to it. It takes then 2 points of fire damage.
Then the fire jumps off of that one to the other one, doing 2d8 times 2 or 4d8 for 22 fire damage, reduced to resistance.
Reduced to 11. Okay. Anything else from you, Pele?
And I will say, you are foul creatures to wear the guise of a child. We will kill you now.
Okay. Theo.
I have weird reservations about what's going on, but instead of turning attention to myself regarding that, I will stand here and see what happens. I may attempt to use this round to gauge, to attempt to figure out whether or not the fiend's fear is genuine as they're running and screaming out.
Okay. Roll an insight check.
23.
23. Okay. All right. No, it seems to be all just a play.
Okay.
Cecil.
All right. I'm already on the way to attack, so I will attack the one that Pelir attacked, and I will grip the blade and I'll slice at it one time. For a 10 to miss, so I'll try again. For 12.
The 12 will also miss, I'm afraid.
Poo-poo.
Anything else from you?
That's it.
Okay. Obi.
Now,
Obsidian Dragonfly.
Pellier referred to them as child, but they are like mid-20s.
They look like young women. Yeah, they look like
yeah.
young women. You're looking 15, 16 years old.
Right.
In a fantasy setting is old enough for marriage, so.
Sure. I'll shoot the one that's standing in front of Pellier with my bow.
Okay.
For
Nice.
critical hit.
Another natural 20. All right. And you
So
get
that's
sneak
12
attack
points of
because he's there.
piercing. Yep, 12 points of piercing and then 12 points of sneak attack. 24 total.
Now, your short bow is not magical, correct?
It is not.
So the 24 total becomes 12 total.
All right. And then I will, seeing that they apparently didn't have as much damage, I'm going to run 40 feet over here behind some rocks and use my bonus action to hide.
Okay. All right. These young ladies get to act next. And roll a stealth check.
Obi?
Obi, yep. Because you used your bonus.
Natural 20. 31.
Okay.
I drift into the shadows.
At some point, this party will not crit.
I mean, if there's
But
any
it will.
consolation, I haven't critted yet. So.
Okay. That helps. That's
make-
why
yeah,
you didn't
don't
take
worry.
it down. All right.
I'm doing my job.
Since
though.
you're well hidden, these creatures can't see you. And so they're going to have to turn their attention on someone else. I'm thinking that the best candidates for this situation would be Cecil and Theo, actually.
Ooh.
I believe so. Let me just double check. I think, yeah, they want to go for those two. All right, so first Succubus is going to turn to Cecil and they see how you're acting, how you were very quick to do so. They want to take you out of the question very quickly. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw as it begs you to defend it against these attackers.
Okay.
Cecil.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Natural 20.
Right. So I want to just double check. Did you guys do anything? Did you make a pact? Did you sign it? Or
There are no warlocks among us,
all right.
I think.
So
Yeah.
since that succeeded, it failed its attempt to charm. The other one is going to attempt to charm Theo, asking, please, don't just stand back. Help us against these young men. Roll a wisdom save. These young men that are trying to steal our innocence.
So 7.
That's a 7. Okay. Theo, you are charmed. Magically charmed by these succubus, by specifically the one that is to the north of Pelir now at this point. You will obey the fiend's verbal or telepathic commands. And so telepathically it's going to inform you that you need to help keep her and her sister alive and restrain.
You
not
said
kill.
when you cast it to defend us.
Well, yes, but she can now just obey, and she can now just command you telepathically as she wishes.
Oh, okay. So you
It
can
doesn't
change your order.
require any. Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
require any sort of action or anything
Okay.
to do so. But she wants you to restrain, but do not kill these. Okay.
Okay.
Specifically, and keep her and her sister alive.
Is that
Kelly,
allowed or
what do you got?
telepathically that she says that?
No, it's telepathically.
Okay.
What does Pelia do?
I will continue attacking the one, my primary target to the south of me.
Okay.
I will again, with my shadowy blade, conjure the green flames and strike out.
Okay.
This time, the other fiend will not get the splash of damage if this even hits. It is 14 to hit.
That's gonna miss, I'm afraid.
I lunge and I am off balance. I am confused that the people I am attacking are not attacking back. This is not what I am accustomed to. But I will end my turns there.
Theo, what do you do?
She bows her head and she begins to mutter. And in her mutterances, this cool echo effect starts to come in from the surrounding cavern. And she does some crazy hand gestures and casts fog cloud. And fills the entire cavern in their direct vicinity with fog. So that's a 40-foot diameter sphere.
Oh man.
40-foot diameter. Okay. Let me just populate that. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. Diameter, did you say, or radius?
40-foot diameter, 20-foot radius.
Okay. So, it looks something like that, right? Any preference on the location?
That looks good. Make sure OB gets nice and lost if he tries to enter it.
Yep.
That's good.
All right. Cool. So, casting fog cloud in the area, what is the effect of fog cloud for everyone that may or may not know?
You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The sphere spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration, which is up to an hour, or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it.
Okay. Perfect. So, Cecil, you are now in... So, you're in this fog. The area is heavily obscured. You are blinded when trying to look at anything that is inside the area. What do you do?
All right, so I have a plan, but I want to run it through with you first.
Okay.
I want to use, for the first time in the campaign, I want to use my light cantrip on my blade.
Okay.
And I want to light up the area, and if it's possible, I want to try and reach Theo to give her a chance to break free, if that's possible, from the control.
Okay, so you don't know where Theo is. You can't.
Yeah, but
see
I want to light first.
Okay, you can do the light, but just like how a headlights inside on a foggy road, they actually work against you and they blind you even more as you see more of the fog. You don't see any more of the area. It's not like darkness. You are just heavily obscured by all of this fog. So the light, you cast it, doesn't do anything, I'm afraid. It doesn't improve your situation. But now you are glowing.
Glowing blue.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. What am I gonna say? So that Theo can hear me. You're smarter than this. Come on. You're letting them control you. Don't let them control you. And I'm gonna end my turn.
I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah. Right. Obi. Everything just cloudy.
What do I know about succubus or succubi?
Would you have any part of your history or background that would give you any reason to have engaged with fiends of this type before?
No, and that's the question. Is this the kind of thing that myth and legend, people sort of know this stuff exists? Or is this like, Cecil just said it's a succubi. I have no idea what that means.
So the limit of what is casually known about succubi is just that they old sailors may have told weird tales about how they claimed they were seduced by a succubi when really they were just being unfaithful. You know the tales that succubi might be charming creatures that force a man to do things against his will. You've never heard a tale of a succubus encouraging a female to change her ways.
Well, and I've never heard that they're actually mythical. These are just stories. They may or may not exist. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, great. Theodora has done us the great service of keeping them obscured so they cannot see us. So clearly this is solely for our advantage. So I'll run in, because I sort of knew where they were before the fog cloud came in.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll like a d20 to see if I wind up next to them or an ally?
I think you got a rough idea of where they were. You were keeping an eye on the situation.
Okay. I'll run in roughly to about right there, and just there's a sort of figure that doesn't look like it's in heavy armor, so I'm just gonna stab it.
Okay, you have disadvantage on the attack.
Do I get advantage because she can't see me? So it evens out?
No. So
Okay.
heavy obscurity is a very specific wording of the way it works. The creature that you're attacking is not considered blinded. You are considered blinded when trying to view something inside this area.
All right, sounds great. So I will attack.
Before you go.
Sorry.
Point of order.
Carl.
Yeah. So the heavily obscured effectively makes everyone inside the heavily obscured area blinded. And therefore attack rolls against the creature have advantage, even though a creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Unless, of course, the devils have some other way of seeing that doesn't rely on sight.
Okay. I'll double check the ruling later, and I may in this situation, but the way I'm ruling it right now is based on the fact that heavy obscurity does not confer the blinded condition. It just simply states that when you are trying to engage with something that is blinded, that is in this area, you are blinded. So I'm just
sounds good to me.
Gonna rule it that way. So
okay.
Disadvantage 26 still hits. All right, you don't get the sneak attack.
Even because
you had disadvantage.
Right.
Okay.
But I don't have to have advantage if she's within 5 feet and engaged with an ally.
No, but you always have to not have disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Regardless of the situation, you can't get sneak attack if you have disadvantage.
That's
Still, she takes 10 points of slashing damage.
And I will. I'll stay there and just Fury of blows her and try to kick her twice in the head. 19 to hit.
19 will also hit.
For 6 bludgeoning, and second hit, 10.
The 10 will miss.
Whiff. And then I'm done. I'll just stay there.
Okay. All right. The succubi, their charms require them to be able to see a person in order to issue a new command. So the one at the north, the southern one, the one that had been attacked by Cecil and by Pellier, is going to instinctively go for Cecil, because she remembers where Cecil was, and going to claw at him at disadvantage. That is 19 to hit at disadvantage for 8 points of slashing damage. Okay, then that will end her turn. The other one, the one at the north, will congratulate Theo. Thank you, that was very well done. Would you come over here and let me kiss you? Step to your side and just let me reward you with a kiss. As she will also claw attack at disadvantage on Pele. That is a 10 to hit. She's going to miss.
Great.
Pele, what do you do?
Sensing that there is an opponent trying to attack, I will instinctively fall into my blade dance and center myself and enhance my defensiveness. But again, will rely on my arcane training and coat my shadowy blade in green flames and attack once more to the one on the south of me.
Okay.
Wait, that is a normal roll. No, yeah, wait, disadvantage. Wait, I have advantage from the shadow blade.
Yep, okay, so cancels out. It's just a straight normal roll.
19 to hit.
19 will hit. That'll hurt her a lot. Actually, 14 points of psychic damage plus 4 points of fire damage because she's resistant to fire is enough to kill that succubi. She explodes in a burst of flame. You can feel confident that she is dead as you see the flicker of light and then a loud as a body hits the ground.
And so knowing that the other one tried to hit me from behind, I will turn around and prepare to attack her next. But I will end my turns there.
Okay. And then we go to Theo.
Am I still... that the one that is alive is the one that charmed me?
Correct. The one that's still alive is the one that charmed you.
Okay. So I'm not that much of a... I touch people in order to cast spells, but other than that, I'm quite a hands-off individual. Do I have to go over there to accept a kiss? Because that is not something that I would normally do. So
you will obey her commands. However, if you suffer any harm or receive a suicidal command, you can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on a success. You have not yet received a suicidal command.
Okay, so this is to the extent of something like Dominate Monster.
Yeah, this is on the level of Dominate
Monster. Not
Monster.
Suggestion or anything of that sort. Okay, all right, so I guess I'll walk over there.
Okay, all right. And then we'll move to Slavov. As if she gets another turn, she's going to give you a nice big kiss.
Gross.
Yeah.
So... Okay, so I know that my plan with the light made it worse, right? For myself. But would I be able to see other people, like blobs of light that are moving? Because I remember that Dio has a her boot. Her light is on her boot. Would I be able to see her moving like a blob, like some sort of like blur moving?
Roll a perception check
Ayo.
at disadvantage.
40. 11. 10.
10. Okay. You've got a rough idea, especially since Theo came to stand next to you, that Theo moved in to be right next to you.
Okay.
You've got a rough idea.
So I'm going to scrunch my hand really hard, and I'm going to punch Theo in the face to wake her up.
Okay. You've got disadvantage.
That's oops. Hold on. What should I roll for that? That's D20 plus my strength.
D20 plus strength plus proficiency bonus.
Okay. Alright, just wanted to make sure. So 7. 14, and so 14 to hit.
Does a 14 hit Theo?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so the hit misses.
I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay,
Give her a
again
sock in
at
the
disadvantage.
face. Actually, nah. Oh, I should save it.
What are you gonna do?
Hold on. Let me get my oath out. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Okay. In the meantime, Obi, do you know what
Yeah.
you're going to do when it comes to your turn?
I suspect so.
Okay, cool. So, Cecil, what are you gonna do?
I am, because even if I use this, she could still fail the wisdom save.
True.
Fuck it. I'm gonna hit her again.
Okay. Roll again at disadvantage.
I'd say first one is 19. 23. So
Okay.
19 to hit.
So does a 19 hit Theo?
19 just hits. That's what you need.
Okay. So what is your strength modifier,
4.
Cecil? 4. Okay. So
Yeah. So
Theo
as
takes 5
as I
points.
punch her,
Yep.
as I punch her, I'm gonna just yell, "Grit your teeth!"
Okay. Theo takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage and gets to make a wisdom saving throw against being charmed.
Got this.
Critical one.
You were mad at those critical rolls.
Can you? Do you have to also concentrate for fog cloud?
No, that's well, yeah, but it stays there anyways unless it's dispersed.
Even if concentration on fog cloud ends.
Yeah, but I was concentrating it, so I might as well.
Roll a con save.
Watch me pass this one.
Of course you will.
Yeah, that passes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, not that you could really see any details beyond her shadow, but she looks like she just took that punch to the face like a champ.
Not even flinching, doesn't even register that it happened.
Like maybe you don't know Theodora as well as you thought you did after that.
All right, Cecil. So that's your action used up. What else are you gonna do?
That's it.
All right, then we'll move to Obi.
So I attack someone. She just erupted into a burst of flame. It's still really dark. Given my background, I'd like to close my eyes and just do my whole turn listening to see if, given my work in the shadows thus far, if that helps me understand where people are, so I don't inadvertently attack. Not that I'll see, but that next round, if I run around, I'll have an idea if I'm attacking friend or foe. Does that work?
It does, in so much that when you went, did you see the succubus move around to the northern side? I believe.
No, I was
did.
hidden. I was hidden and ducked behind when she moved.
Okay, so in which case, right now you don't know that she's there. If you would like to, you can roll a perception check. It'll be a disadvantage. You close your eyes, you focus on what you can hear rather than what you can see.
Right. I'm more focused on, we got 2 really loud people, we got a sort of quiet elf, and the one gal apparently just in rags. So who of these four is making the least amount of noise? Perception at disadvantage?
Perception at well, yeah. There we go. Either way works
11.
with 11. Okay. You don't know necessarily where she is, but you did hear the call out for a kiss. Okay, this woman asked Theo for a kiss.
All right.
So you've got a rough idea that she is somewhere to the north, but you really don't know where she is.
Can I just spend my whole turn sitting and listening for 6 seconds?
Yeah.
Great, that's it.
Okay. The succubus in that situation, since Theo came over and is obeying, she's going to use her action to try and kiss Theo. Oh well, Theo is willing. Theo
Not
needs
really.
to make yeah. In this moment. I don't know. I mean, you're saying yes, but maybe you are coerced.
Let's not think about this too much. That
No.
can go down a pretty bad rabbit hole.
I need Theo to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Do not consent. 13.
Okay. Unfortunately, 13 is a failure. You'll take 44 points of psychic damage
Holy
on a failed save.
So I'm down, but I'm not dead.
Okay, so you're unconscious, which you also are no longer charmed and will be immune to this creature's charms for the next 24 hours. However, the target's hit point maximum is also reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken.
Oh, so I am dead.
Your hit point maximum dropped down to 0, then?
Yeah, I only had 31 hit points to begin with.
Okay. So yes, you are dead.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Pellier. Theo dropped.
I do not know this though. I will.
You'd have heard it, I guess.
I hear kissy noises, and then thud. Then I will again, with my arcane arts and my fancy footworks, just stab forth with my shadowy blade coated in green flames. It
Okay.
is a normal attack. 18 to hit.
Will hit.
I rolled two ones for my psychic damage. That's a total of 6. And then 1 fire damage. Reduced to 1 as
To
0.
1.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, it'll be reduced to 1. Anything else from you, Pellier?
That is it.
Okay. Right. Unfortunately, Theo is down for the time being. Cecil.
I heard the her falling.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right after you punched her.
yes, I'm like, damn, I did it.
You killed her.
I'm gonna just strike at the succubus
Okay.
to end this. So, 10.
It's a miss.
I'm going to use my guided strike to add +10 to the roll,
Okay. That will hit.
and I'm going to use my level 2 spell slot for Divine Smite.
All right. Now, being level 2 and this creature is a fiend, you do 4d8 of damage there. So go ahead and roll the damage.
11.
11 plus the 9 for the initial strike. Now, your longsword isn't magical longsword, so she takes 4 points plus the 11, so 15 points to damage. She is heavily wounded right now. Anything else?
I'm going to strike one more time.
Okay.
Manage 9 to this.
Okay. Could you move your mic just a little bit closer to your
Sorry.
mouth? There we go. All right, so yeah, a 9 unfortunately is going to miss. Anything else from you, Cecil?
That's it.
Okay. Obi, what would you like to do?
Having listened to the cling and clang and a very heavy thud, I'm just going to try to move up to the quietest of the 4 and check if it's an ally or not, and then stab her.
Okay. You can feel fairly confident that that creature there is the enemy.
So I'll stand up. I'll kind of feel Peller's shoulder. I can feel where his sword is pointing, and so I'll just stab at this gal.
Okay.
That is a 10.
21 to hit. That will
I'm
hit.
disadvantaged. That's a 10.
Oh yeah, it's disadvantage.
Yeah. So I'll just follow up with
Yeah.
a bonus
So
action
just-
unarmed strike.
That'll miss.
19 for my unarmed strike.
That'll hit.
7 bludgeoning. Or
3.
7 slashing. Yep. And I guess I'm done.
Okay.
Or actually,
Yeah.
knowing where she's at, I'm gonna get in the hallway so it can't run. I'm gonna get in the doorway.
Okay. All right. Since that has been completed, she is going to move. Attacks of opportunity can't happen against creatures that can't be seen, so she's going to step out of the fog cloud and try to hide around a corner. With a +7 to stealth, so that's a 25. There we go. All right. Pelia, what are you going to do?
Can I try? Can I sense that she's not directly in front of me anymore?
There's by now, so the fog cloud, no longer being held together with magic, is I would say slowly dissipating. So you can see that there's no creature in front of you, but you don't know where she went.
Can I try to perceive the direction she went in?
You can roll a perception check.
That is 13.
Okay. You've got an idea that she headed out southwards, as that's the way the footsteps disappeared to. But exactly where she is, it's very difficult to tell.
Okay. Then I will head 30 feet out. Because this the first square, or whichever square is the one that's not obscured.
The next one down.
The next one down, okay. So 30 feet. Can I see her now?
Yep, when you get to that position, there's no cover for her to be behind anymore, so you can see her huddled behind the rock. She's in a lot of pain. She's taken a heavy beating. What are you going to do?
I will call out, "She's down here!" And then with my free hand, I will just hold out the hand and cast a firebolt. Wait, no. I can throw my shadow blade. I will throw my shadow blade.
All right, go ahead and throw.
Oh, that was great.
17 to hit.
Okay. The 17 will hit.
That's 16 psychic damage and no fire damage. That's not really the same thing.
As the 16 points of psychic damage hurt her heavily, this succubi reverts to her natural form. You see the great leathery wings appear as she dies in front of you. Slowly over the next couple seconds, the fog cloud around the area will dissipate. Over the next minute, I believe it is, specifically. And you'll see Theo's body lying on the floor.
That was very clever, Theodora, to make the fog cloud to make them not see us. That was really good.
I'm gonna go up to her and I'm gonna, check for a pulse.
There's no pulse.
Now, Theo, so I have 5 lives.
Yes, you
For
do.
this one chance, if you can let me give one, I won't do it again later if you don't want that to happen. But can I give one of the lives that Cecil has to make sure that Theo can come back?
You pour your heart and soul into trying to make sure that she is not dead. As you do so, as you try to focus on all of this,
I just realized something.
What?
what did you just realize?
The bloodthirsty shield.
The bloodthirsty shield! The magical shard that I gave her as a joke!
What does the bloodthirsty shield do?
Let me find it.
Before I rule on whether or not I'm letting Cecil's have 5 free revivifies.
No, I just want one. This is one. Like I want to what's it called? Compromise. You know what I mean?
Wait for it. Maybe if you RP really hard, he'll let you.
I just want to compromise.
Pry over her body a little bit. Come on.
I'm just be like, come on, you gotta. You're supposed to be the doctor. You know, you're supposed to finish school. Like that's your dream. Let's go. This isn't where you're supposed to die.
When you are reduced to 0 hit points by a melee weapon attack. It has to be a melee weapon attack.
Boo.
Okay.
That's lame. Never mind. Rules is rules.
Well,
She did touch you.
this, it's not an attack roll, unfortunately. Yep, no.
Yeah.
All right. So, I need to see the actual
All right.
what does it mean to do that?
So Cecil is I have my hand on her forehead because I don't want to touch any other part of her body. I think it's the safest part to touch because she's a girl. But I'm just, thinking in my head, remembering that her, Palir, Obi, Daffy, they saved me, and they found a way to come back, and I'm just trying to find a way for her to come back because it's not fair. Because she has dreams, she has goals, and I want to make sure that she, can do that. We still got to punch that card. Come on, there's still some stuff we got to punch in your college card. I'm trying so hard.
Okay.
While he's doing that, you can't see it because of his mask, but Obi just drops down right next to her, and he actually pulls out her arm and cuts it open and starts pouring antitoxin in. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just field triage trying something.
Okay. All right. So, pouring your heart out to her like that, Cecil, I need you to roll a charisma-based check.
Oh, God.
You get to pick which charisma skill you use to represent what you've just done, and because Obi is helping you, he gives you advantage.
God, this is like double ones. I'm gonna pick. Can I get pick persuasion?
Yep, you can pick
All right.
persuasion.
It's like,
Roll a
seems like it's
persuasion
so
check at
appropriate.
advantage.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Then for the big failure. 27. Jesus Christ.
Okay. In this moment, you're not so much petitioning the universe or Theo's soul or anything like that. You are petitioning the magic that is inherent within you, those souls that were given up so that you could have life. When your head was removed and then reattached by Theo so that you could get those lives back, each of the lives that you have within you, each of those individuals knows the sacrifice that was made, and so one of them does slip away to bring Theo back.
Fuck yeah.
Theo wakes up with a burst of energy. Your hit point maximum goes back up to where it was. You're at 1 hit point with your hit point maximum back restored the way it should be. And you also have this distinct impression of one of those lives having been used up to bring you back. Cecil, which of those lives has been used up?
It should be Ellie.
Ellie. Okay, so we bid farewell to Ellie's soul. I will cross her out on the list. and you've got 4 left there, Cecil. As Theo wakes up, what do you guys do? You see your arm is cut, and Obi's pouring stuff into it, and Cecil's crying over you.
I'm not crying. Okay, maybe a little bit, but
Theo.
I'm going to be on my back, and I'm not going to move after my initial first gasp of air. What's actually happening is I'm laying on the ground, staring at the cavern ceiling and processing all of what happened in the last 5 minutes. There's a lot to unpack here. So she looks like she's kind of in shock. Like, there's nothing going on. There's no one home.
Get her armor off. Get it off!
Cecil's just gonna fall to the side because it was like painful. I guess, I don't know. He was, a little bit tired from that, so he's not gonna do that.
She needs to breathe. Get the weight off. Pellier, hold her feet up. Get the weight off. She needs to breathe. Just battlefield triage. Get it up. Get it up. I wrap the arm that I've already cut.
Her hair starts to stand up the more you touch her. She does not look like she likes it.
Theodora, breathe. Loudly. Okay, keep trying to take off the weight. I don't know if she can breathe.
I'm just going to smack him aside and stand up and walk away.
Okay. As Theo steps away from that situation, and as our heroes come to terms with what just happened, we will end our session there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. If you like what you saw, subscribe, follow, go to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, all of those wonderful things. Join us next week, same time, as we continue to adventure into this area. We're right at the Hag's home entrance, and we deal with what's happened today. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. Before we go, people have stuff to plug. So, Casey.
I have a thing to plug.
It's a very important thing. What is it?
I also play a halfling barbarian over on the Greyhawk channel on Fridays. The show is called The Old Faith, and it happens at 5 p.m. EST.
Okay. Go check it out. It's a great adventure. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.